Are you traveling or thinking of coming to Japan, and do you want free ramen? That's what we're talking about today in this video. So my name's Stu, this is the Cheap Japan channel, trying to help you cut down costs and give you a little advice where I can. Today we're talking about ramen, a global phenomenon now. Ramen is super popular and it's well associated with Japan. And today we're going to be talking about free ramen, and that's what I love. From this book, Ramen Walker. So this book is obviously all about ramen, and specifically this is for the Tokyo region. There are 13 other regions you can get this book for example Kansai. If you're visiting Kyoto or Osaka, you can get a book for there, and there's one for my region as well, Chiba. So there's many different types of books you can get. So the book talks about ramen, obviously. More specifically, it talks about ramen stores and different stores around the Tokyo area, in specifically for this book. And it gives you a chance to compare different places and give you an idea of where you want to go whilst you're here. Why does this help a traveller? Massively, because then you're not taking the gamble of just going into any restaurant. You can check this out and get a good idea, and there's free ramen available as well. So let's get into the book literally. As we open it up, we can tell one thing: everything's in Japanese. And if you're like me, you don't speak much Japanese or even a lick, don't worry about that, because I've got a way around it. So we'll talk about that at the end of the video. The second thing you may notice is there's lots of pictures of ramen. They're all associated with a certain store. There's a write-up next to it, obviously all in Japanese. The stuff we can read if you cannot speak Japanese is things like the phone number, the opening hours, and two very important points for comparisons: the cost of a certain bowl and the weight of that bowl. So you can tell how much noodles you're getting for your money, and you can compare that to other stores alongside the picture to decide where you want to go. So the book itself costs 900 yen, that's around about $8 to $9 or £7. And there is a way of getting all that money back, which I'll show you now. If you flip to the very back of the book, there is a voucher section. There's two different types. One is an orange page, or orange pages in this case, and they have many little vouchers on. They also have a voucher for a ramen museum. The cost of that museum is 400 yen or close to, so you're actually getting half your money back if you go there. So there we go already. But these smaller vouchers basically are giving you like 100 yen or 200 yen add on to your ramen, for example an extra topping or an upgrade or something like that. The more important page is this one. This page is the free ramen page. It gives you different stores you can go to and get a free bowl of ramen. If you go to this store, for example, the bowl of ramen costs 800 yen, and that is basically the cost of the book. So you're getting your money back. Use this page twice, you've got way more than what you paid for the book, so you're saving a lot of money. That's why it's worth it. So here is a little bit of advice though. I wouldn't say go out of your way to go to a certain ramen store unless you really want to, unless there's like a picture or a read up that you've read that you really caught your eye and made you want to go. But if you take yourself out of your way to go to a place, that may end up costing you more money than you actually pay for the ramen. But depends what you're going to that place for. If you really want like a good quality ramen, or if you're just in an area like I did, which I'm going to show you later, you can pop open the book. There's 3 pages that show you rail maps. You can just look at that rail map page, match it to your English rail map, which you inevitably will have here. You can find your station because all the lines match, all the colours match. You can find where you are, and there's like a yellow box above it which links to a page in the book. You can turn to that page, look at the bowl of ramen. Do you fancy that? Yes, no. If no, have a look around the stations near you, and you can stay in your area. You don't have to go very far away, and you can still save some money. Now, I don't just want to talk about this book. I don't want to recommend something that I haven't tried. So I'm going to go through my experience, and this is my first experience. So I just went to a place close to me. I didn't get a free bowl. That's not what I was aiming to do. I was just aiming to find somewhere near to me, go there, try it. And I got a voucher out and I used it, got something for free. So here we go. So last week I went into Tokyo for some work and I thought I'd take this book for a test ride. I went into McDonald's to use the free Wi-Fi and grab a coffee and open up the book, and couldn't really decide where to go just from looking at the pictures. So I ended up going straight to the train page to find the train station where I was at, which was Kasuga, not too far from Ueno. It's worth pointing out here that I actually used Google Translate to translate the station names, and I'll show you how to use that later in the video. When I got to there, I looked at the train stations around my station, looked at the yellow section and found the page number, quickly flicked to that page and then went on to compare the name, make sure they matched, and then looked at the bowl of the ramen. Was it for me? No, it wasn't. So I went to look on around the other areas near the station I was at. So I looked around that station and saw the same page number pop up. So I looked at all that page. The top left looked pretty appealing to me. And I looked down to other areas. Saw this one, looked great, but it was a little on the expensive side for me. So I went back to the rail map and then tried to look around the other stations. At this point I started to get super hungry and I'm also tired, so I'm thinking about my journey back home. So I start to trace the way back home to see if there's any places on the way I could stop off. And I found one, same page number, back to the page. Here's the top left one, handy, and headed for that area. So I whipped out Google Maps and I can't type in the place, so I just looked around the area, but you can tell because there's a ramen bowl logo for each ramen restaurant. Looked around, managed to find the place, and then I headed there. So not far from Sugamo station is this restaurant, and first thing I did was open up my coupon page, tried to find the coupon for that location, found it, ripped it out poorly, and then took it in. And this is where we need Google Translate. So Google Translate has a camera function. You can fire the camera on the Japanese and it'll translate it. In the store, they have a ticket machine where I need to get it. So this ramen is soy sauce. I am spoken. What's that all about? Anyway, it's not perfect Google Translate, as you can see. The other one, among the spoken. Anyway, it's ramen. It's salt based. That's the important things we need to know, and it's 750 yen. You can see Google Translate is not perfect, but it's a good tool to use if you have no knowledge of the language and you need to get by. It can get you by, but there are some issues with translation, as we just saw, and I mean it's a bit of fun as well on the way, but you can get the basics from it. Then after handing your ticket to the chef, they cook your food. Here's the ramen I got this beautiful citrus tasting ramen. My coupon got me a free egg to go with my meal. That's it, that's the end of my story. So I used it for the first time. Out of the 900 yen, I got 100 yen back, so I'm down to 800 now. I'm looking forward to the next time to try and reduce that price and show you how much money I can save in the long run with this book. One thing I'd like to add is these days, we always take a picture of our food and we usually put it on Instagram. So why not be entered in for a chance to come to Japan for free? So Ramen Walker have kindly put together this competition. The We Love Ramen page on Instagram is their page, and they have this hashtag ramen_CP. If you take a picture of a bowl of ramen, you add this hashtag, you have a chance of coming to Japan for free. You're going to be entered into a draw. As you can see here, you could be put in for a ramen tasting tour, and there could be money back on your ramen as you are going to the different shops. So there's lots of different things you can get from this. This is just a bonus. If you're taking a picture of ramen in your country anyway to put on Instagram, why not be entered into a competition to save you some money or get you a trip to Japan? Thank you very much for watching this video. I highly recommend getting this book. I've only used it once, but in the coming weeks and months, I will be using it more often. I'm determined to get this 900 yen back. I don't just want to tell you it's worth getting for no reason. I want to show you. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.